Feeling so entrapped every time I wake up and trying to escape, but every door I open just keeps on closing. How much more of this am I supposed to take? I've been trying to surrender.
The Fever Kings, thank you for joining me. Do you mind introducing yourself?
So my name is Jack Lewis Songa. And yeah, I'm the frontman for the Fever Kings.
And where are you based out of?
So currently based in Newcastle in the UK, but originally I'm from a town or city called Norwich in the UK, which is 5 hours south of here. But yeah, I'm based in Newcastle currently.
I didn't think that England knew what it was like to have to go 5 hours just to get somewhere. I drive 5 hours. I'm still in Texas.
Yes, my parents still live 5 hours away from me, so it's
That has to get rough
a
sometimes.
bit of a journey, especially single lane, getting stuck behind tractors. It's not nice.
That's an experience that I want, though. I know that you look at it as an inconvenience, and I'm sitting there thinking, "Oh, that'd be so nice."
Try it once and you'd be tired of it.
I do understand that. So tell me about the meaning of the name the Fever Kings. Where did that come from? What's the inspiration? Tell me about that.
So that the name itself, I'll be very honest, and because band names always used to stump me, like lyrics used to. So I was trying to come up with a cool name, like a name that would sound nice on a radio, a name that would look good on an album. And I was actually using a band name generator, and this helped me, this inspired me to kind of get to the name of the Fever Kings. And I forget what I actually typed in, but I remember kind of scrolling down and I just saw the Fever Kings, and just something stuck out to me when I saw that name. I know it's not a very exciting kind of way of finding the band name, but I think the name found me. To be honest, that's how I kind of feel anyway.
Yeah, you're not the first band that I've heard of that found their name that way, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's a bit. I know it's not as good as something really genuine and original.
Well, I mean,
It is what it is.
not everybody can name their band Free Beer No Cover and
Exactly.
get lots of people on the door for their shows.
I'm still quite proud of how I came up with it. It's original to me.
How long has the Fever Kings been making music?
So I started this band, I'd say about 11 years ago, 10, 11 years ago. This is when I used to live in Norwich. And, I was the inspiration for writing music came from watching the Foo Fighters in 2008, I think, at Wembley Stadium. And yeah, I just felt so inspired to want to do what he was doing. I was like, this is just absolutely amazing. And I couldn't really put my guitar down from that point. I know when I was younger, trying to learn guitar, my dad kind of bought me my first guitar, and I gave up twice, like trying to learn. I just couldn't get my fingers in the right place. But after watching that gig, the Foo Fighters, I just could not put it down. And I was just very passionate about trying to learn to write songs as well. So yeah, that's where the journey began.
So, who's your favorite singer or band? And on that same note, who are some of your influences and heroes? They could be musically or outside of music as well.
I think I'll have to stand by Dave Grohl being my main idol. He's the one that really inspired me to pick the guitar up. I mean, I will say, I will be honest, the music they produce now doesn't really resonate with me too much. So, I carry different influences through the Fever Kings, like with Muse, Biffy Clyro, um, and yeah, Foo Fighters just being the kind of the main trinity of the Fever King sound, I would have thought. But, with my dad, he used to love the Kings of Leon, Feeder, Block Party. My mum was very Foo Fighters, more heavier rock, I think, than my dad. My dad's kind of more punk.
Tell me something about you that we don't know. And I know that we're kind of getting to know you right now, but you do have fans out there that know you. Tell me something that nobody or very few of us know about you.
I think maybe from a fan perspective, you won't know that I'm a carpenter by trade. So there's nothing really hugely interesting about me apart from carpentry and music. At the minute, that is just my life. I have to do carpentry to be able to afford to do what I love. I've got two kids. I've got a partner. I've got a parrot in the background, two dogs, three chickens in the back garden. It's a busy household, very
Yeah,
busy.
sounds like it. Do you have a favorite song to sing or play? And before you answer, I'm going to give you my answer. There's just something about Illusion. It's
Okay.
the tempo changes in it. I love that about that song. It slows down and you feel a groove, and then it kind of bounces a little bit, and then it slows down and it feels a groove. And I just think that is such a unique and fun song. It's honestly I actually got submitted your music for my radio station. And a lot of times I'll get the music and I'll listen to it and I'll go, okay, that can go on the station. And then I don't think about it again. And I was listening to
Yeah.
my station one day and I was like, who is this that keeps playing? I really like this song. And then that and Rise and Fall too. I just
Nice.
fell in love with those two songs, especially that speed change. I don't know what it is that you did when you were writing that song. Did you actually like
Is this
on purpose do
illusion?
that?
Is this with illusion?
Yes, Illusion.
So are you talking about the bridge where it goes, I won't let you go? That bit, the
It's
faster bit, kind of more kind of like a bouncier
it's
rhythm.
actually the verses that do that. The verses you'll sing the first part and then you'll
Okay.
sing the second. You know what I'm talking about?
And I feel all right.
Yes, that.
Yes, so this was quite an old song, to be honest. Well, because obviously I started the band in Norwich, and when I was with a partner at the time, and she got a uni degree in Newcastle, which is why I had to leave that band in Newcastle and move up here. And it took, a good few years for me to eventually realize that I really should be playing music again. So I found some other band members, and I brought that song with me, as well as Rise and Fall and Ain't Gonna Say a Word. Like they were kind of the core songs from when I wrote them as a young teenager. So Illusion, I'm trying to just put my mind back to when I was even writing that because the chorus in Illusion was much different.
Hmm.
Like before I moved up here, it never really sat with me. So the version you hear now is the version I'm a lot happier with. The chorus just fits so much better. And I don't know if I was going through like a Biffy Clyro kind of obsession at the time, just because the playing, I guess, is a bit more Biffy. It's a bit more uh, spontaneous. I think it's not. You don't really
Hmm.
expect it. You don't really
Hmm.
expect the direction. So I'm glad you like that one though. I was surprised to hear that.
And what's your favorite?
My favorite is at the minute, I think it's Altercation. That's my favorite one that I've written, just because of the energy behind it, the meanings behind it, and the breakdown at the end just sends it home
That's
beautifully.
true. It does. That is true. What is a cover that you'd like to do? I know that you're trying to just put out your own original music and focus on that, and a lot of people don't like to do covers at all. But if you were to
Um,
do one, what's one that you think you'd really like to do?
as a band,
Yeah, it's a band or solo, whichever.
'cause I used to be in a cover band years ago.
Oh, really?
Um, so yeah, the days of playing covers, I've kind of lived it, but I still would love to play. Um, I think "It's My Life" by Bon Jovi is always a song that really gets to me, especially like with the state of the world at the minute. It just reminds you that you have one life. You just got to live it.
So, do
That's,
you have a favorite tour or that you've done or a venue to play at?
so we only played um, one tour so
Mm.
far, kind of, where we'd gone down south and then come up to Scotland, and Scotland was just such an amazing place to play. The people were so much nicer. They were more accepting of the music. It was quite a shame because I was hoping, obviously, traveling down south where I'm originally from, it was going to be a bit more accepting, but they kind of let me down. South of England, so Scotland all the way. The venue that stood out was Bannerman's, if you've ever heard of that in Edinburgh.
Mm.
It's a really nice, quaint venue. I think it's kind of like a almost like a tunnel. But if you headline that venue, you get to stay in this apartment above the venue. So it's got all these like signatures from other bands and like little messages, all these
Oh, how
stickers from other
cool.
bands. So it's we got a bit of a warning before we went there by another band who had stayed in there, and they said, "Oh no, it's a bit dirty and stuff." But I'm ready for it anyway. I'm a carpenter, I work in construction. I don't mind getting dirty. And we went up there and just thought, this is so cool. It's such a nice, iconic place, and we just made so many memories there, to be
Heck
honest.
yeah. That's what it's all about.
It is.
So speaking of tours, do you have any dream tour mates? It could be someone famous like the Foo Fighters, or it could be like some friends that are in a band. Is there anybody that just would just bucket list?
Um, I think bucket list would be, I know it should be Foo Fighters, but I think it would be more Biffy Clyro, I think, just because of the energy of their shows. Muse would be another contender, but Biffy Clyro, I just think, put on such a, like an electric show. I'd like to be kind of involved in that production.
That's why I love asking questions like that because I'm not actually familiar with that artist. So now I have homework to do. I love it.
So yeah, Biffy Clyro, a Scottish band, and my old housemate at the time, still my best mate really, he kind of loved them so much, and he introduced them to me. And they're a little bit different, quite alternative, which is where I get the alternative from in the Fever Kings, I think. But it's just very exciting. Yeah, just full of energy, full of emotion as well, which is what I like to do as well. I love to involve a lot of emotion in the music because I just think it connects people. That's what music's about, in my opinion.
I completely agree with that. So outside of music, do you have any interest there? TV shows, movies, books, video games? I know that you said that you pretty much just do carpentry and music, but is there anything that you like to sit down and watch or anything like that?
I'll be honest, I used to love watching Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
That's kind of my guilty pleasure at nighttime. But unfortunately, the iPad that we were using, the charging port messed up, so it just wouldn't charge anymore. So I've been without Rick and Morty for about 4 months, and it's kind of sucks.
That's a tragedy right there. You could write a
It
song
really
just
is.
from that.
And my life is so busy. I can't really take up another hobby, so it was kind of just the programs to watch in the nighttime.
Mhm. So, a new topic that I've started adding to my interviews lately is I'd like to know your thoughts on AI in music. Um, I will give my thoughts just to kick things off. I'm not a fan of it at all. However, I do understand that a lot of independent artists struggle to make ends meet and
Mhm.
to use it in a way like for a music video or something like that. I could understand in that aspect. However, I'm not a fan of it being involved in the actual music, but that's me. I'm curious on what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I think AI it's an amazing tool. It really is. It impressed me a lot. But when you step foot into kind of the creative realms, I know I've seen like many posters being made using AI. I've not seen any AI artwork yet, I don't think. Whether people haven't told the truth on it, I don't know. But yeah, when it steps into the realms of actually what you're listening to is AI, that's where a big line needs to be drawn. Even anything visually, I think, there are very talented people out there who we can't lose these people in the industry, and it's so hard because you can't just take AI away.
I
People are
do
still going to use
completely
it.
I do completely agree with you. I do want to mention the other side of that coin is while I do understand some artists needing to use it in order to make their music videos, especially like a solo
Yeah,
artist or something like that, I also
definitely.
completely understand the other side of that where the artist that makes the music videos and puts these things together, it really hurts them. So I do understand both sides of that.
Yeah, because I mean, I love writing the videos for the Fever Kings. It's, I would say it's quite another big hobby of mine was filmmaking. When I used to live in Norwich, I used to do a lot of like little session videos. So I used to find an artist online, local to me, ask them if they wanted to just play a couple of songs, and I film them and stick them on YouTube just to kind of get some nice visual shots of not only the musician but the space we filmed in, trying to what is it, mic it all up properly so it's all capturing the acoustics and stuff.
I love
Um,
that.
so I really love filmmaking, and I bought a camera, which is not actually, it's in my van, I think, just so I can get the like play with the depth of field. You know, when you get the blur and the focus, I just
Hmm.
love playing around with that. And I don't film the videos myself. We do get a team in to do that, and the team that we work with currently are called Blue Sea Pictures, and they are just fantastic. They're so talented, and I kind of write out the script, visualize as much as I can, try and sketch some frames out if I need to be more specific, and then present it to um, kind of the team that I'm going to use. And yeah, the director, just amazing, amazing work. So I would never like to take it away from the people that need that kind of work to survive. But yeah, I understand when you're coming from the solo artist perspective, when you just want to get music out there, like what I did with War on Love, I couldn't afford to do the video up front. So I done a lyric video, which is with the candles, if you ever saw that.
Hmm.
So I done that literally on that table behind me. Just pure budget. The candles cost like £7. I had my camera and just filmed it in real time. And it came out okay, but it just made sure I got the music out there so that I could put all the time and effort into making the actual official video for it.
That video I actually have scheduled to be featured on, well, actually, it's on the We Won weekend, 4th of July weekend.
Oh,
So,
nice. So you've not seen it yet?
no, I'm going to record it this week, but I haven't actually
Nice.
gotten there yet.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you think of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you mentioned a moment ago your team that puts your videos together. I love that you did that. A lot of times I'll ask if you have any sponsors, but I might just start adding the word team in there because there's lots of different teams that people use, like the video making team. So I will
Yeah,
ask, do you have any sponsors?
no sponsors, no.
Okay.
But one more person I will say is the guy that does record the music. He's called George Collings from In Heart Studios here in Newcastle, and he is just fantastic. He's an absolute genius. So both these two teams together, yeah, I'm very grateful to have them by my side.
Absolutely. Love a good shout out. And I love how much love you're showing to these smaller artists like yourself. Like you said, bringing in somebody to make the videos, bringing in somebody to just record something yourself. I love hearing that. Pay it forward, pay it back, all of that.
Yeah.
Do you have any? I know you just released War on Love. We're talking about that now, but do you have, and I know right now really isn't touring time, but do you have any singles or EPs on the horizon, or are you kind of sitting on War on Love right now?
No, we've got my favorite one is coming up next. Shooting should commence um, hopefully mid-July. It's been penciled in, but I'm still sketching out the kind of frames or just kind of what's going to be going on. It's not going to be as complex as War on Love, but this song is by far my favorite. So this is leading up to the EP as well. So this will be single number two from the four-track EP.
That's most of the questions that I have for you. I only really can think of one more. How exhausting is it to do the fake British accent when you're on these things? Because I know that it's not real. Just like people speaking Spanish is a fake language. I know that the British accent is fake, and y'all put it on. It's got to be exhausting.
Uh, Mine's more Norfolk though. I talk like a farmer a lot of the time. But funny
Yeah.
enough, when I moved up here to Newcastle, everyone thought I sounded posh.
Oh
But to
yeah.
me, yeah, where I'm from, I was kind of considered more of a peasant, I think. But yeah, no, this is pure accent. This not
Yeah.
putting anything on.
I do believe that. It's a lot of fun to have a little bit of fun. Um, it's I think Anglophile is the word. I've always been a little bit. I'm a little bit of a chameleon. I actually have to fight myself to not fall into your accent while I'm talking to you, or if I'm talking to somebody that's from up north. For here, I have to not
Yeah,
do that. It's hard for me. I actually have to because I know that people think that I'm kind of making fun, and that's not what I'm doing. It comes out naturally. Like you've seen Americans watch Monty Python, and then by the end of the movie, they're all talking like they're British.
so can you talk like you're British then?
A little bit. I have my moments, especially if I'm able to kind of. Y'all do this thing with your S's. Well, some of y'all, and I'm able to do that a little bit. Now, if I keep going and going, I'm all right. But what I can't do is the R that y'all put between your vowels in your words. When a word
Oh,
in it's I can't really think of an example, but y'all do
to
it.
type it out so I
Yeah.
can see it.
Like a word that ends in a vowel and then the next word begins with the vowel, y'all always put an R in there.
Oh, I see. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Bit of a tongue
That's the
twister as
one
well.
thing, and that's actually the one telltale sign when someone's putting on a fake British accent. People used to talk about how good James Marsders was at a fake British accent, and I'm like, no, I can definitely tell he's not doing the British R. So there's that.
Mm. Amazing.
That's actually one that you have to like think of while you're talking, and then you won't. But anyway, it is what it is.
I can't actually do any accents to be honest. It's just this. I've tried, but
Uh,
I'm not.
Texas accent's pretty damn easy to do if you really try, because you can just kind of roll it out and just lay on it.
Oh,
I don't even
splendid
talk
that.
like that.
Amazing.
But yeah. Well, Jack, thank you so much for joining me. This was an absolute pleasure, and I hope that you have all the luck coming forward with all your releases coming up to the new EP and everything that you have to do to continue with the Fever Kings, a band that I love.
Thank you so much for your support as well. You've been amazing for us through this journey. So I look forward to I can't wait to see what you think of the new video, to be honest, and the future ones coming up.